Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my video. So guys, the top 5 most unique bloodlines in Shindo Life. Now for this video, the meaning of unique will mean that it just doesn't share abilities with other bloodlines, or it doesn't have abilities similar to other bloodlines. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, click off. Let's get right to the video, guys. Coming in 5th is actually going to be Kamaki. Now the reason why this is going to be coming in 5th and not higher on this list is because it does share abilities with Gold Boramaki. Now since it shares abilities with Gold Boramaki, that means it is not entirely unique, which is why it's going to be placing on 5th on this list. But the other abilities are so unique to the point where it just had to be on the list, because being able to teleport to blocks, obviously no other bloodline in the entire game lets you teleport to blocks around the map, so it just had to be on the list for that reason. And you could also use this ability, you know, click on things and teleport to them to the block that forms above their head and all that good stuff. Now the ability that actually shares with Boramaki is actually the first ability. The first ability is almost, not even joking when I say this, almost the exact same as Boramaki's first ability, and because of that, it's just going to be ranked on 5th this list instead of higher. Coming in 4th is actually going to be Naramaki. Now, you guys know the reason for this. Obviously, there's no other abilities like Naramaki in the game. Naramaki is a very, very, very unique bloodline. But the ability that it actually shares is with sub-abilities and things like that, which is actually the first ability. It pretty much just uses the exact same thing as like a Senko Bomb, but it's in an ability that automatically tracks. So it's not exactly the same, but it is quite similar in some cases. Now, obviously, our Naramaki is extremely unique. You don't get 80,000 damage beast bombs, giant shuriken throws, 4 at a time, and then you don't ride on the 9-tailed spirit throwing shurikens for like any other thing in the game. So obviously it's going to be on this list, and on this list is going to be at number 4. Now Kenichi is actually coming in 3rd. The reason for this is because Kenichi is actually the only taijutsu bloodline in the game, and obviously with being the only taijutsu bloodline in the game, it's going to be on this list just for the purpose of it's the only taijutsu one, so that means it is very unique as a bloodline in this game. Now faults of Kenichi for being unique in this game is that it pretty much just repurposes some things from the taijutsu menu, which is why it's not entirely unique, but for the most part it is extremely unique, and it is the only taijutsu bloodline. You also get this passive auto dodge, but that is shared by things like Tin and Baron and Ultra Instinct mode. Coming in 2nd is going to be Khonshu. Now the reason why Khonshu is going to become 2nd because it is the only chi draining based bloodline in the game. Now I honestly don't know why I don't see this bloodline a lot more often on RPG, because this is a total noob stomper bloodline. You can use this bloodline to completely crush noobs in this game simply because, you know, it drains chi, and if you hit the last ability, you hit every single ability, it will drain your entire chi bar. Now the reason why it's going to be in this list for unique is, as I said before, it is the only majorly chi draining bloodline in the game, and if you want a chi drain, you pick Khonshu, because there's no other bloodline that does it just as well, or even at all for that matter. Coming out on mention 2 is actually be Shindai. The reason why Shindai is going to be in this list is because it was the first primarily clone-based bloodline, and it still is the most clone-based bloodline in the game. Now this does make it very unique, because if you're wanting a clone setup, you either use this or Vine, but in most cases you pick Shindai because of the C spec. It adds more clones than Vine, but the other abilities are also extremely unique, like the Shindai Sunflower, which puts you under a Genjutsu, and at the end it actually smashes meteors into your face and things like that. You also get this giant big damage ability, but that was repurposed from other abilities in the game. So overall, Shindai is extremely unique, but not unique enough to be on the list. That's why it's going to be in honorable mentions. Honorable mention 1 is actually going to be Blood. Now the reason why Blood's going to be in the honorable mentions and not actually on this list is because it is repurposed from the Ryan Ren, like when they hold their like their arm out or whatever, things like that, and also the effect is repurposed. But Blood is extremely unique as a bloodline in this game, because it is not only an elemental KG, but no other bloodline really does the same exact thing as Blood does, you know, pun intended. Blood is just extremely unique as a bloodline, and overall Blood can quite carry you at times because you can combo with it like crazy. But the main reason why it's not going to be in the list is going to be in the honorable mentions because the third ability is repurposed from Water Kenjutsu. It's basically just the opposite of Water Ken. Instead of knocking people away, it pulls them towards you. Coming in first is going to be Forged Ren Goku. Now the reason why Forged Ren, in my opinion, is the most unique bloodline in the game is because not only do you get this really cool domain ability where you can domain yourself and it does heal you up. You can't spam it anymore, but you used to be able to spam it, but you can use this to you know, avoid fights and things like that, and it is the only bloodline in the game that you can actually do that for. Obviously, you know, you don't see people doing that with every single bloodline in the game. Not only that, but it's the only like super mount based bloodline in the game. So the third ability is just repurposed from, you know, things like Ryan Rengoku, because the third ability of Ryan Rengoku is almost the exact same as this. But other than that, all of the other abilities are extremely unique. There's nothing quite like these abilities in the game because, you know, it is primarily mount based. But you do get this second ability, which is the only mode draining normal ability in this game. Now with the second ability here, it's actually very unique because most mode draining abilities are actually with the C spec or Z spec. So this is the only mode draining bloodline ability in the game. That's why it's going to be on this list. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, click off for more. I'll see you next one, guys. Bye bye.